I was actually at work when I got it. It was about lunchtime, and my coach called me and said that I was going to be fighting in Dublin, and I kind of didn't really believe that it was going to happen. So I was pretty excited, and it was July 2nd that we got the call. So I had to work the next day, but then after that, I took time off of work to just prepare for the fight, and I remember I got the email from Joe Silva about 4 or 5 that day, and all it said was "Welcome to this UFC," and I kind of looked at it and I started smiling, and I kind of haven't stopped since. So,
Was there any hesitation, or is there any hesitation if the UFC comes calling, even though it's a short notice fight for you?
not really. I don't really make the decisions on my fights, so I let my coach. I got a text about the fight, and I sent it right over to my coach, and him and my manager they kind of looked into it, and I was kind of hands off and just let them take care of it. And when they called and said you're fighting, it was all right. Well, I'm fighting then. So
What kind of shape were you in when the UFC called?
I felt like I was in pretty good shape. I mean, we were hoping to get a call. I was on an 8-fight win streak, and I'm 10-1 now as a pro. So we were hoping that that was enough to get me over the edge and try to get me into the UFC. So we knew that we would. One of the best ways to get in was taking a short notice fight. So we were kind of prepared for it, and we didn't know who it was going to be against. So obviously we didn't have a lot of game plan in time. But I was close to weight. I usually fight middleweight, so I was staying in the ballpark, and then they told us it was going up to 205. So kind of got to eat a little bit and everything. So that always felt good.
Does it feel a little surreal that your very first fight in the UFC is going to be on a massive card like Dublin, one of the most anticipated cards of the year?
Yeah, I mean,
Has it hit you yet?
it really hasn't. Like, I don't know if it will, because I stay pretty relaxed and stuff. And I was walking around in Dublin last night, and I looked at my one training partner I was with, and I was just like, dude, we're in Dublin right now, and like, I don't know, it kind of doesn't even feel real yet. So I'm sure Saturday night it'll definitely feel real then. So.
Lear's quite a big heavyweight, and you've obviously stepped up from middleweight. Taking into consideration, did you have to, seriously think about accepting the call from the UFC because it's a light heavyweight bout?
Not really. When I wrestled in college, and I wrestled at 285 in college, and I weighed 275, and so I'm used to going against bigger guys. One of my practice partners when I first started fighting was Carlton Hasselrig, and he took second at Worlds. He was a Pro Bowler for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he weighs about 300 pounds, and I kind of take that in consideration. I'm just like, man, if I could go with him, then I feel like I can go with anybody. And also, I went out to I wrestled with the Olympic team a couple times for a couple months during the summer, and I was wrestling with the heavyweights out there, and they were all placing at Worlds and stuff like that. So I feel like the bump, I might feel a slight difference, but I feel that I can still compete at 205.
Do you expect a wrestling match? Obviously, Elar has a victory over Seal there by the last time out. Do you expect this to be a grappling match?
I don't know. You can't really ever tell. I mean, my weakness is definitely a stand-up, and I mean, that's not any secret to anybody who watches any of my fights. And I feel like that's probably his weakness as well. So we've both been, I'm sure, working on our weaknesses, and I'm sure he's going to want to test my chin and test my stand-up to see if it is at the UFC level or at his level even. And so, I mean, sometimes you have two wrestlers going in there and you're expecting a grappling match, and it turns up into a stand-up because you never know what the other guy's going to get. So
I know you took the fight on short notice, but where's the love? The only one without a picture.
I was looking at the website the other day, and I was just a black silhouette, and I was like, oh, that's nice.
Can't even get your name on this thing?
No,
I mean, really?
I get nothing.
Obviously, your first time in Dublin, right?
Right.
Are you familiar with what's been going on here with the boom of Irish MMA and Conor McGregor? I mean, do you follow that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the last season of Ultimate Fighter a little bit because one of the guys I train with he was on the show to fight his way into the house, and on the van over here, the guy he fought on the way into the house was actually on the van, so I got to talk to him a little bit. It was Josh Stansberry when he fought Chris Fields, and so I mean, I've definitely realized that there is a big boom over here, and it's kind of funny because Ireland kind of pushed away MMA and didn't really see it as a real sport for such a while, and it's nice to see that they're embracing MMA as a sport now.
And some might say it's single-handedly because of Conor, and he has a very big mouth. He hypes fights. He's entertaining in that regard. What do you make of his style?
Honestly, I don't really watch MMA a lot. I kind of just fight, and I know everyone thinks that's weird and everything.
But
so
you're the one guy who watched Ultimate Fighter last season.
well, that's because my friend was on
Oh,
it.
okay.
And I only watched that one episode. So.
Oh, okay.
But like I don't really know what his style is because I don't watch it that much. But I definitely have heard a lot of things about him and heard that he is the main reason that MMA is getting big in Ireland. So just like this is my first fight in the UFC, and I'm the first one out of the Pittsburgh area. So everyone's kind of saying that, well, hopefully I'm opening the doors for the Pittsburgh area, just like Conor did for the Irish over here.
There's never been a UFC fighter from Pittsburgh?
No, I'm the first one.
That sounds unbelievable to me.
The closest one was Josh Koscheck, but he's really not from Pittsburgh. He lives about an hour and a half outside of Pittsburgh. So
you're claiming Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm claiming Pittsburgh.
Good for you. Now, are you going to do anything fun after the fight? Are you going to stick around a little longer?
Yeah, I'm actually staying here for about 5 days afterwards just to see Ireland, and I have a pretty big Irish heritage, so I've always wanted to come to Ireland, and I'm here now, so I might as well visit while I'm here.
What's the Irish heritage? Play it up so the fans to cheer for you on.
Well, I mean, my last name's Dempsey, and I figure that I know that's a big name over here, and I actually 3 weeks ago I got a new tattoo on my back. It says "Built for War," and it's actually in Gaelic, and I have an Irish warrior cross on my chest. So, I mean, I have a pretty strong Irish heritage, so I'm pretty pumped to be fighting over here in Ireland.
You gonna do the cheap pop and come out with the flag too?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Pittsburgh flag? Do they even have a flag? No.
I mean, it's kind of just a Steelers symbol. So.
That's true. The hard hat?
I didn't bring one, but maybe soon.
What about the food? The black pudding? Are you gonna try that?
I actually tried it this morning.
Oh,
It
what do you think?
It wasn't that bad. I mean.
The blood?
I mean. I kind of.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open to
What
everything.
does it taste like? Was it, is it sweet?
No, I mean it was like I don't know. It was kind of tastes like sausage a little bit.
Okay.
So.
And what's your other job? You said you were at work when you got the call.
I work for we supply industrial contracting equipment like nuts and bolts and like lubricants and stuff. So. I was kind of just packing up bolts and WD-40, and I got the call. So.
This is a little more exciting.
A little bit. Just.
Yeah. If your UFC career goes as you plan it to go, will you drop the job?
Not right away, but I mean, we definitely have to see. I want to make sure that I have a solid base and foundation in the UFC before I do walk away from my job. But I mean, even when I'm done, I kind of like my job. So when I'm done fighting, hopefully they have another spot for me when I'm done. So.
Your friends at work, are they gonna watch the fight? Are they gonna cheer for you?
Yeah, they're all pumped. I don't have phone reception, but I hear. But with Wi-Fi, I get iMessages and stuff. So I've been getting messages since I've been over here. A lot of people don't even know that I left yet. They're like, "Oh, when are you leaving for Dublin?" I was like, "I'm already here."
I know you say you don't watch MMA, but are you familiar with Latifi's story about how he took a fight on short notice? And a lot of people didn't know much about him. I mean, there's similarities between you and him.
Right. I mean, it's kind of weird. My last fight, before I got here, I fought a guy who we were almost identical, same size, same height, same background, same styles. And then to get this fight against him, I do know his background just from everybody, what everyone's been saying, and things have been posted and stuff. And it's kind of weird that my last fight before I get into the UFC was. I mean, we even looked alike. Somebody posted online and was like on weigh-ins and said, "Which one is you?" And so it's kind of funny that I'm coming in against somebody with such a similar story to me. So, I mean, I won the last one, so hopefully I win this one too.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Has the UFC guaranteed you a second fight regardless of what happens on Saturday night?
No, they haven't. I mean, they it was so last minute that I actually just got my last medical doctor's check the day before I left, so they haven't really talked to me about that, and I'm kind of glad because I just want to focus on this fight and worry about this, and then hopefully Saturday night they have some good news for me. So
in terms of one day you're at work, you get a phone call, you're going to Dublin, this is a short notice fight, how does a fighter mentally prepare for that kind of?
I just relaxed. I mean, it was kind of a relief to know that like I made it, because in like the Pittsburgh area there's a lot of other fighters who were just talked about and hyped up a lot more than me, and I kind of just keep to myself and keep quiet, and I try to let my fighting speak for me instead of my mouth, and I I was excited to get the call and be able to see that like my work has paid off, and so it was kind of relaxing, a little bit nerve-wracking, exciting. I mean, probably just about every single emotion you could think of went through me, but a day or two I kind of relaxed and was just like, okay, well, we have a fight coming up, so it's just the same as any other fight, so just get ready for it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.